For $1,000, I am quite positively sure that I can beat you in a game of checkers.
Wow.
On the iPhone checkers, I think I'm undefeated on the game.
What's up, everybody? Trevor Sikkema here for another prospect interview here at the Draft Network. This week and today, we are honored to be joined by one of the fastest dudes in college football. It's going to be one of the fastest guys in the NFL. The second he steps foot in it is Mr. Kary Vincent Jr. from LSU. Kary, my man, thank you so much for joining me.
And thank you guys for having me.
Dude, I know, and we got to talk about the speed first. It's the first thing that everybody talks about when they look at you, when they watch your tape. They're just marveled at how much ground you can cover on the field, how fast you are. But I know it's not out of nowhere. You were a track guy, and you got some serious track speed. Former state champion as well. You ran some track at LSU. What were you first? Were you a football guy first, or were you a track guy first?
I actually got started in football first. I was introduced to track by one of my school teachers in intermediate school, and just happened to be good at it. So, it's something that I kept throughout my collegiate and high school career.
And then were you just, for track, was it just like, hey, I'm fast on a football field, I'm going to prove I can be fast against basically anybody else? Was that just how it happened?
Yeah, no doubt. And it's just a competitor in me. It's something that I found fun. I enjoyed running track. I enjoyed competing. And, being able to compete with guys who train to just run year round is something that I found myself astonished at times too. So, but I definitely enjoyed doing it.
How much training were you really able to get? Because I wonder about that with guys who, not just in high school, but college, certainly, when you play at a D1 school, it's football. Like, you got so much football commitment, trying to be the best football player that you can. But was it really just, all right, football season's over, now I'm going to hop over to the track? Like, how much training for track did you really get in high school and college?
So in high school, once football season is over, it's over. So you don't have to really train.
Sure.
Year round. It's not a business as it is in college. So once football season was over, I'd actually use all of the winter, January all the way through to train for track, and that'll be a full season for me. So I got to go through a full track season. With college, it's not the same. I went to LSU to play football, and I was grateful to have coaches like Coach Ogeron and Coach Shaver who allowed me to run track. So with that being said, after football season, we had spring. I still had to manage spring and track. So I wouldn't do all the football practice. I go there for meetings, first part, and then I leave, and then I'd run track. Track practice lasts every bit about 45 minutes, but it's going to be the hardest 45 minutes of your life.
Yeah, I bet it's basically just, especially for the kind of track that you're running, like you're not running cross country. You're basically like, I sprint. Like that's the practice.
All out sprint.
You probably can't go much more than 45 minutes to an hour. That's about all your body could probably take. Now, Everybody can talk about these track and football connections. We like to talk about the guys who do the two sport things. Sometimes it's basketball or baseball for quarterbacks. But when it comes to track athletes and football athletes, is speed, or is there really an art to taking what you'll see on a near record-breaking 4x100 or a 100 meter and turning that into what you can do with the helmet and pads on? Is there an art to that?
I definitely believe that there's a difference between track speed and football speed, and that just comes with knowing the game and knowing what's going on. You can get somebody that can run fast on the track, but if you're not just going to get nobody that's just going to go to the track and go on the football field and just run fast and not know what's going on. It just comes with knowing the game. So me having that background, that football background and that track background, I feel like that's what's so beneficial to me. That's what allows me to be fast and amongst the fastest in both.
Now, when you talk about playing corner, a little bit of a transition there, having that ability to take that speed from one sport to another. Was that the biggest area of growth for you during your time at LSU, was kind of honing in? It's like, hey, I'm fast. And man, I watch your tape. Sometimes you'll look straight at the quarterback and you'll be like, come on, you see that I'm far away from him. Just throw the ball. Just throw it, man. And I can't get there. And then you do. You like bait him into throwing a ball because you've got that rare speed. Has that been your biggest area of growth, is building around that speed, but also kind of honing it in on how exactly it helps you play corner?
No doubt. So that's something that I'm still working with. Everybody knows as well as myself that I have the speed, and that allows me to stick to guys be able to play a catch technique and be able to break on guys. But I'm trying to add to that. I'm trying to use my speed, not just to bait, but to help me in the middle of the field. I mean, I want to be a versatile DB at the next level. I want to be able to play in the middle of the field, be able to go down the slot, be able to play outside corner. So I'm just using it, trying to maximize, my God-given abilities.
I know you play some slot work at corner. You really played all over the place, but you played safety as well. They've had you back at free safety playing some single high stuff. Right. What did you start at when you were at LSU? I know you were obviously a very talented, highly touted recruit when you came there. What was the first position they kind of threw you out at? And then whether or not it was safety or corner, how did you get involved in the other positions?
So day one fall camp, my freshman year, starting at LSU, I was the number one nickel, starting nickel. I came in. We had great guys. We had Dante Jackson on this side and Greedy Williams on the other side, and they threw me in the middle. So that's really that's how that came about. You go to LSU, you're gonna play with great DBs. Right. So it's really getting where you fit in, and that was an opportunity for me to play. And it was just a position that I ended up loving, and it grew on me, and I was able to somewhat master it.
How'd you get to play some of those deep assignments there, being able to play a little bit of safety work? How did that come about?
As we grew on, we got comfortable with the defensive scheme we were running. We were all about setting up matchups, week to week. We had a great defensive coordinator, Dave Aranda. We had great safeties, Jacoby Stevens and Grant Delpit. And it's about, getting those great matchups from week to week. Sometimes we wanted Grant to blitz and Jacoby to be the MOF and me to lock down the slider. Sometimes we want Grant to be matchup on the tight end, put Jacoby in the box and me in the middle of the field. It was just about giving offenses different looks, and keeping them on their toes. Never giving them the opportunity to know what they're going to see.
Now, I know you mentioned LSU and getting to play with some great DBs. They call it DBU. I'm a Florida Gator myself, so I don't know if I can officially admit that here, but obviously y'all at LSU, I mean, you've just been a pipeline for some incredible DBs that have come through there. What is that like, getting to play with that group, getting to, like you said, go to practice every day and know that you're with one of the best DB groups in the country no matter what? What attitude does being an LSU DB bring to an NFL player?
Well, firstly, it's an honor. But second, it comes with, you got to have an attitude. Like I said, you can't be. It was never like no starstruckism or anything like that. It's just you go there, you got to become one of those guys. I went there, with the objective to become a top DB, to earn the right to be a part of DBU, and I ultimately feel like I did that. And I can say that playing at LSU, playing in that secondary, playing a part of DBU has molded me, and I feel like I'm ready for the next level.
I was watching an interview, and during the interview, I think it was during the season in 2019, you were saying that you get haircuts every single week during the season. You were talking about you were just saying attitude, I gotta look good to play good or something. Is that just like the lifestyle? Like you just gotta look good, play good? Because haircut every week. I'm a hair guy. I got long hair myself. I know you can't see it really under the hat, but is that just the lifestyle? Like you have that confidence when you look good, you play good?
Most definitely. And right now you can see I'm kind of rough right now. It's work mode right now.
You're training, man. It's fine. It's fine.
Mode right now, but once the season comes around, most definitely. My time in Baton Rouge, every week I was at Draft Picks Barbershop. TJ Malvo, my barber. Get a cut every Thursday before we head to the hotel on Fridays. I was getting chopped up, and ultimately that's the attitude I had. I felt good, I looked good, and ultimately we played good. And I wasn't the only guy like that. I mean, I felt like a lot of guys on our team carried that attitude, and that played a major part in the success that we had that season.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, the professionalism, the feel good. Everybody knows that after you get a fresh cut, I mean, you just feel like you're on top of the world. So I know the feeling there. I also was doing some research on why you chose the number 5. And it's because I heard that you weren't always a corner. You actually started playing football at a different position. So take me into why you chose number 5 and kind of what they went into that.
I started playing ball in 2007, and all I remember, YouTube, that's when YouTube was starting to get big for me. Mm-hmm. I remember watching guys, Cody Paul and Reggie Bush.
I remember Cody Paul. Oh my gosh.
So in Little League, I was a running back. I was doing everything that I saw on YouTube. I was juking, spinning. I even cut a few flips in the end zone. I got some film of that as well. But that's the guys I looked up to and I wanted to be like. And it just carried on from there. In high school, I was number 5, and in college, I got the opportunity to wear the great number 5. Now, I know in the league, I won't be able to do that, but I for sure try to keep it in there. Try to keep it 5 as in my numbers, whether it be 25 or something like that.
Man, I am fully on the train of I wish the NFL would just let guys wear like whatever number they want. I get that offensive linemen got to have certain numbers because you got to with them being eligible and everything, but like let the playmakers just wear whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? I want you to wear number 5. I really do.
I feel like that would be cool, but at this point, the league as far as it's going, I feel like at this point it'd be weird now. To see DBs in the league running around with those single digit numbers, it'll just throw everything off at this point. So I mean, I'm cool with it.
My favorite's always when the giant nose tackle dudes who are like 350 pounds are wearing like 1 or like 2 or like a single digit number. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like the number's like too small for their jersey or something.
Crazy. But guys at the collegiate level love that.
I know that's always fantastic. I know you're a video game guy. You're like you're a Call of Duty guy, if I remember correctly. You're a Madden guy, and I want to ask you about Madden because I heard you answer this question on an interview. They asked you, "Does playing Madden make you a better actual football player?" And your answer, as you smiled, was absolutely not.
I play against guys. I spent about 2-3 hours last night playing the game. Me and a few of the guys I'm here training with, but just playing online, man, you come across so many people. You meet people from all over, and guys, they never fail to amaze me. You see something new on Madden every day. Guys show me things that I didn't even know the game lets you do. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, it's a video game. Having prior knowledge, being a football player, you do have an advantage, I feel, when you play the game. But, man, it's like I say, just keep the video games in the video game.
What's the most annoying thing you've seen somebody do? Like exploit a player or move somebody or just like some dude you're using is OP. Like what's the most annoying thing somebody's tried to do with you with Madden?
So my pet peeve is playing against anybody with the Chiefs. And what they do is they go into the Wildcat package and run a read option with Tyreek Hill and Clyde Edwards. It's basically unstoppable. Like Tyreek Hill's speed on Madden is unmatched. It doesn't matter what defense you get in. You can't beat him to the edge. He's going to beat you outside. And once he beats you outside, he's going to outrun the whole defense. So, I mean, that's very frustrating. But like I say, the things that guys figure out to do on Madden just never fails to amaze me.
I remember a couple of Maddens ago. This must have been like 2016 or something. No, it might have been earlier than that. One of my friends got obsessed with using Vernon Davis, the tight end, because he's just so athletic, and he'd use this little option route and throw it to him every time, and I could control the linebacker and just put myself right in front of him, and he still completed on him. I remember we have some broken controllers. That's all I'm going to say. There were some broken controllers.
I know the feeling for sure.
Let's talk about some of the guys that you've been watching. You mentioned that you're down at House of Athletes, training with a lot of great guys there, getting your body right, getting your mind right for the NFL. What's some of the things that you've really been working on during your time at House of Athletes? Because obviously, you opt out of the 2020 season, so it's been a bit of a journey for you, and you've probably had some phases there. But since you've been at House of Athletes, what's a big thing that you've been working on?
I've been working on the mental aspect of the game and training and everything that comes, with it. Because, I mean, as you say, everybody knows all the guys training for this. We know you have the physical abilities, but what about the mental part of the game? It's going to be a lot. Guys are going to be put in positions that they've never been put in before. A lot of things are going to happen. It's a new journey. Everything is a stepping stone. I was in a Zoom call with an NFL team yesterday, and they asked me what's the transition. I told them, I'm prepared for that because I know that it's not going to be the same. When you transition from middle school to high school, it's always different. You got to adjust. Things are going to be faster. It's more competition from high school to college and from college to ultimately the NFL. So I've been getting my mind ready for that. Do a lot of yoga, a lot of out-of-body stuff. Man, I'm ready. I'm really excited. I'm ready.
I love it. I love that you're, I asked that question to a lot of guys and they talk about a lot of physical stuff or technique stuff, and all that's great. But I love that you're focusing on the mental aspect of it too, because it's definitely a big deal. Who are some of the guys maybe on tape that we go back to more physical abilities that, let's say over the last year, you've really watched and said man, I love this dude's game. I could see myself taking stuff from him, putting it in my game, having that same kind of mold. Who are some dudes that you love watching in the NFL?
So being a versatile guy and being what I feel one of the best slot corners in this draft, I watch guys like Kenny Moore.
Nice.
I watch, and most definitely, people say I'm biased. I say it a lot, but Tyrann Mathieu, of course, one of the most versatile players in the league, was all over the field. I watch those guys, and it's just about the knack for the ball, getting to the ball, being around the ball at all times, high motor, and that motivates me. And I think that watching those guys and just even sitting out, you learn a lot from watching as well. Mental reps are just as big as the real ones. And I've got a lot of those, sitting out this year. And I feel like it's going to be very beneficial to my game.
Man, a lot of people give the shout out to Tyrann Mathieu, of course, because he's one of the best in the game. But I'm glad that you gave Kenny Moore his props right there, because he's a game changer. He's a game changing slot player. So that's a great one as well. All right, Kary, final question from me. We got $1,000 on the line. Not really. I don't have $1,000 to bet. But let's say hypothetical, we got $1,000 on the line. You've got to pick something that you know that you're going to beat me at that's not football related. And I'm going to say not run related either, because we're not going out on a track field. So like a video game, like you said there, like karaoke, cooking, chess, like whatever it is, anything. What are you most confident that you could beat me at for $1,000?
For $1,000, I am quite positively sure that I can beat you in a game of checkers. On the iPhone checkers, I think I'm undefeated on the game. Either that or anagrams. All of my friends know that I'm undefeated on anagrams.
Wow.
I try to master the iPhone games. Listen,
this is good.
Yeah, this is what I do in my free time. The iPhone checkers and anagrams. Nothing but words. I figure it out. My mind just goes 1,000 miles a minute. I figure it out.
Kary Vincent Jr., everybody. He'll whoop you on the football field. He'll whoop you on the track, but he'll also get on the virtual checkers board and serve you. I love that. I love figuring out what guys are doing off the field. That was fantastic. I love getting to sit down and figure out who guys are when they take the helmet off, and we got a good look at what Kary Vincent Jr. is like. He's going to be a stud in the NFL. If you liked this prospect interview, we got plenty more coming throughout draft season over at the Draft Network's YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss any of it.